with your heart and pumping the blood and throughout your blood vessels. Once you start consuming large amount of alcohol, it can affect your heart, it can even affect your liver and develop all these health issues like high blood pressure as well too. Irregular heartbeat and all the different types of irregular heartbeat. And then it is difficult for your body to pump the blood throughout. Okay? You can have strokes, heart attack, and different heart disease, and even heart failure. So alcohol is no joke, really. It is used quite often in our community socially, and it may sound cool to be, oh, I drink, I went with a friend, and I had fun because I drank. But you can have fun without drinking as well, too.
That is true.
And if you're going to, you got to be extremely responsible. But my job is to just give you the information, and then you use the information as you see fit.
Quick question. Does alcohol have any effect on the prostate?
Ooh.
Alcohol having an effect on the prostate. Directly, I'm not sure if it does. But once you start having this and it start affecting your cardiovascular system and stuff, it's going to have effect on those systems. But directly, specifically, I did not see any research that says it does. We know that the prostate becomes problematic or enlarged once a guy gets above the age of 40. Yes. But having a direct impact in your youth, we don't know. Studies are continuously being developed and released. So we don't know what information we'll have 10 years from now, 15 years from now, because everybody thought that drinking and having a glass of wine was fine, but we're finding more and more it really doesn't benefit us.
Yes, and it's not fine. So how does alcohol affect the muscles and bones?
So for the muscles and bones, it can lead to long-term bone density loss. So it's affect your bone density. Once your bone density goes down, you're easy. If you have a fall, you can easily have a fracture. Those fractures are much harder to heal because your bones are weakened. Okay? It can lead to muscle weakness and muscle atrophy. What does that mean? Your muscle is not as thick and as developed. It shrinks, it contracts, it dries out almost. So it is weakened. Oftentimes you see some of these chronic persons who are alcoholic. You see how they walk, they gait. They're usually very malnourished. They're really thin. Some of those real ones that we know chronically who abuse the alcohol.
Oh boy. They really need to stop drinking it because I don't know how they do it. I look at this one particular guy that I know. He walks home, he staggers when he hears vehicles. He comes over to the side. Sometimes he urinates on himself, and I feel so bad for him because I know he's not in his right mind. But he's not going to stop drinking, and that's so sad.
Yeah.
Does alcohol also affect our sexual and reproductive health?
Well, Jam, so I know you were very interested in knowing this.
What?
I know you're in knowing how it affects your sexual health and reproductive health, because though we think that it lowers your inhibition and you say let's get freaky, let's get it on, what happens now? You may say you may say let's get it on, but when it's time to get it on, you're not functioning well. You have difficulty having an erection and maintaining an erection. You know, it can prevent or decrease your sex hormone production. It lowers your libido. So then you go drinking now and you come home and you start touching your wife and you start thinking, but then you really can't perform after that, and then you fall asleep. So you have difficulty maintaining the erection. And it makes it difficult for you to have an orgasm as well too. And it affects women with their menstrual cycle, and it can also have an impact and increase your risk of infertility. So some of these things, persons are unable to reproduce, they want to have children, but they consuming quite a bit of alcohol. All of these affect your body.
So with the infertility, this is because they would have been consuming alcohol over time, or maybe they just had one or two drinks. And
no, well, if not going to be a random one or two drinks, chronic use, most of the time it increases.
Okay, should a female consume alcohol during pregnancy? Now she wants licks.
Yes, well, this is almost should be rhetorical to us in this community. We should know that no amount of alcohol is acceptable during pregnancy, because we know what alcohol can do. You can lead to loss of the fetus. You can also have stillbirth, where the baby is born and it's dead. You can have a miscarriage, and you can have premature delivery. And these children, if they're exposed to alcohol, chronic alcohol use, they could have learning difficulties throughout their childhood, increasing emotional problems, and developmental problems as well too. So sometimes you have these mothers who would have abused alcohol during their pregnancy. The child is born premature and the child never catch up with the rest of his or her peers, and there's mental disability. The child is then considered to be slow and have all of these behavioral issues later on.
So let's talk about the effect on our immune system.
So, Jamsa, just want you to know, we've gone through quite a bit of stuff knowing that, because I want you to know, once you take that glass of wine or alcohol or whatever is your drink of choice, I want you to keep in mind the effects that it can have on your body.
Why am I the focus here?
You made yourself the focus.
Earlier.
Yeah, you should not have done that.
Digestive system, it can affect your cardiovascular system, your sexual health, your immune system as well. So what happens? We have our natural immunity. If you have a virus or bacteria that comes in, your body should be able to respond and defend itself by sending all of the natural cells that are there for defense. If you have alcohol in your system, and especially chronically, your body cannot recover as well. So you could tend to have more exposure to certain diseases and prolonged time going through the disease, okay? And it is known that in persons who drink alcohol heavily for a period of time, they're more likely to develop things like pneumonia or tuberculosis. And the World Health Organization states that about 8.1% of all cases of tuberculosis worldwide is associated with alcohol consumption.
Wow, 8.1%. And I'm sure it's going to rise more if people continue to consume alcohol the way they do. So does alcohol increase your risk of developing certain cancers?
Yes. As a risk factor, alcohol is one of the top risk factors now, and most cancers now have some link, and as research continues, associated with alcohol consumption. So you are at the risk of developing cancer in your mouth. You may have a tumor that develops on your tongue, on your gum line. You can have a cancer or tumor develop in your throat there. You can have one develop very often in your esophagus. What's your esophagus? That tube that leaves, that takes the food down to your stomach. Very common. I have never seen a person who has esophageal cancer who's not been a drinker or consume cigarettes or tobacco, some kind of thing like that. You've got cancer of the colon. We've spoken about that many times. Alcohol does increase your risk. And liver cancer, of course. Alcohol is a big risk factor. So keep these in mind. You've got the cancers of your mouth, your throat, your breasts, esophagus, colon, or liver. And you're going to weigh whether, with all these risks associated with consuming alcohol, if you want to take the risk, but knowledge is power. Once we give you that knowledge, you can no longer state that you did not know.
Yes. Exactly. Let's talk about the psychological effects of alcohol.
And there are many. Talking about the psychological effects. It can lead to changes that are permanent in your brain. We spoke about memory and your concentration. Impulse control. Those persons are very, they can have mood swings, emotional, change in their personality. It can worsen symptoms that you've already had. If you have some form of anxiety or depression, it actually worsens it. Persons, you may have heard things like bipolar disease being thrown around, where this is a mental disorder where you have depression and high or maniac episodes. So it can worsen these. So you may also feel anxious, especially when you have a hangover. And so what we know about alcohol, they're called alcohol-induced mental health conditions. So these persons, when they consume quite a bit of alcohol, you can have alcohol-induced bipolar disorder, alcohol-induced psychosis, alcohol-induced sleep disorder, and alcohol-induced depressive order or alcohol-induced anxiety disorder. Most of these can resolve once you stop consuming the alcohol. But it is showing us that alcohol has a lot of effect on your mental wellness and your psychological being. Okay?
Oh boy. Stay away from the alcohol.
So this is most of what I wanted to tell you. So we don't want to have patients and our society be dependent on alcohol. I know most of our events, our social activities are surrounding parties and...
But how is that dependence created?
Well, that is what happens after a time. You start you're consuming so much alcohol. What happens? You develop a tolerance to it. And so you need more to get you that high or that feeling, because your brain get accustomed to that. So the 2 glasses, let's say you started drinking 2 glasses, that no longer produce that effect. So then you get dependent on that. And so you need to drink more to have that same effect. And so drinking alcohol on a regular basis creates this dependency. And so your brain gets used to it. And when you stop drinking, you realize there's a range of symptoms that we call symptoms of withdrawal. And you feel like you must have it or you do not feel good. And your mental symptoms starts coming around. You know, you're anxious, you get nervous, you get jittery. And you want to make sure that you get that, that glass or that shot so that it can calm you down.
I don't think we touched this one. I didn't even know this exists. There are alcohol-induced mental health conditions.
Yes, like what we spoke. Yes, those are the conditions like the bipolar, alcohol-induced bipolar disorder, alcohol-induced psychotic disorder, alcohol-induced sleep disorder, and the depressive disorders. Because sometimes they can mimic some of these natural conditions. Or if you have an underlying condition or borderline, it can worsen these conditions.
Exacerbates them,
it can
right?
exacerbate it.
You want to take a call?
Yes, we can take a call, of course.
Caller, calling for the good doctor. Go right ahead. Hello.
Caller, you're live on Island T.
Oh boy.
On Daily Dose, to be exact.
Yeah, we're still having this issue with the phones.
Oh boy.
Okay.
So no?
No. Okay. So go ahead. I'm gonna try and reboot the phone system and see.
But how do we get persons to stop drinking alcohol, Doc, when we have so many shops?
When we have so many shops,
small rum shops and the big duty-free shops that sell and promote alcohol,
and whole aisles.
Yeah,
that is
moderation is the key.
That's going to be a multidisciplinary team that goes way beyond health, because it has economics to do with it too, and there's a lot of things here. For example, and you don't want to really name it, we have a beer factory.
Yeah.
And then we have the patients that come to the hospital. They're intoxicated, they're ill, they get involved in a motor vehicle accident. They need a lot of mental, physical care. Some of them need to be airlifted. Who supports them financially?
Themselves. First thing.
Do you understand? So cause and effect. So where did we get the drink that we drank? So it's more than just health.
The producer's going to say you should have taken it in moderation.
Yeah, that's always going to be an argument made.
Yeah, we can never sue the person who sells the alcohol because they didn't send us to drink the entire bottle of alcohol.
Correct.
Exactly.
But do they support, or should they support morally even? But that's another debate. Should they support morally, because they know that they provide the community with these,
but they have the sign. Some of them have the sign that said drinking.
I was just about to say that. Yes, exactly.
The signs that say drink.
Even on the bottles.
No, but I know that. But still, it happens. So when we get to that we need support in the institution. Do we get support from some of these, or is it a moral, or should it be a moral obligation?
But the funny thing is, I think it comes down to really moderation, because it seems as though alcohol and health will never be reconciled. Because take, for example, a lot of the medications are suspended in alcohol. So, But
that is what we're saying. That is what we're ultimately saying. So the doctors, we can preach the message like the preachers at church. They can preach the message of salvation. You're going to have to make the decision of what you want to do. I brought the science behind it. I spoke to you about the health effects, but you're still saying in moderation. I've shown you where recent studies saying even in moderation it has an effect.
Problems.
But am I going to stop everyone from drinking alcohol? No. So that, how do we reconcile that? Then when you come to me and your body now has all these complications, or you get to our institution, you are asking us to fix a problem that has been 10, 15 years in the making. So then how do we think, and how do we get some of the support that we need? Because then you need counseling centers, you need persons to help with like these AAs, Alcohol Anonymous, and different groups to help some of these persons, because you asked earlier, how do we help them? So it's a multidisciplinary approach, because the sellers may have to support financially. and give back in certain ways, so we can create some of these necessary groups just to educate people and to encourage them to do it in moderation, if that's what you want to say.
That's why I'm even thinking about the big feds. Like, I think they should post signs, and when they see persons are becoming too intoxicated, even if they paid their money, just tell them no.
And I know that certain bars can cut off their clients. They can. After a while, you realize that you have a patron that is at the bar and they've consumed quite a lot of alcohol. You may have to
hurry them home.
Yes.
Take them home.
The
or
bartender
something.
can then refuse to serve you anymore if he's looking out for your best interest, or if he's just thinking, I'm being paid, this is bringing resources or revenue, he could continue to serve you, but then that could create a major problem.
As you rightfully say, conscience have to come into play when we're dealing with alcohol.
That's why it's a moral issue, it's a social issue, it's a issue that's going to affect all of us, and all of us need to be involved with it.
I hear that call
I'm
coming through.
I'm determined that you have at least one call. So caller, go right ahead. Caller, go right ahead. Hello.
Good morning.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yes, Rusty, we can hear you.
Loud and clear.
Okay. Yeah, I just heard the doc explaining all the ills of alcohol. Yeah, morning guys, morning Vera. I heard the doctor explain all the ills of alcohol. Is there any benefits? I mean, my body produces alcohol naturally, correct?
No, but these are different. This is not what we're consuming at all. So
I got you.
Yes, so benefits, we spoke about it. In the past, we said that the drinking in moderation, or 1 glass per day for female or 2 glasses per day for male, may have had some benefits. But recent studies are showing that no, even this quote-unquote moderation really can create long-term effects. Because imagine if you were to have a glass every day, that's 7 glasses per week. Overall, that is building up. And what happens little by little is creating these problems. In the liver, in the pancreas, in the gastrointestinal tract. So I cannot tell you personally one benefit that directly is associated with alcohol that you can get by not even using the alcohol or using the fruits that the alcohol is made from.
Oh, wow. So, Rusty, no alcohol.
Yes.
No alcohol.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Alrighty.
The answer.
Thanks for calling.
Bye-bye.
Alrighty.
Yeah, let's let the good doctor think she won this argument.
She would let us stay. Wow, because I'm just saying research shows. Research shows.
Don't shoot the messenger, please.
No,
the messenger.
Yes.
And giving the information is very important because it saddens me. Here's what. I am a person, I'm very big on prevention better than cure.
Yep.
By the time we get to the other end and I'm called to the emergency room and the young man or young woman is there, they have brain injury, they're unresponsive, they have multiple fracture, and the family is waiting for us to do something. And it's hard for us to say there's nothing we can do at this point.
Yeah.
But if you watch the movie and you go rewind, and you were to start at the beginning where the night started, and we had some level of consciousness, that person was responsible and taking of deciding not to have that drink or just to drink minimally, we could have avoided. Or you don't drive after you drink, because you can assign someone in the group, or if you're going to drink, ensure that you have a ride. A family member is going to come and collect you, or you're going to get an Uber or some kind of
designated
driver. Because once we get to the point where we get to in the institution, we can't go back, and that's the sad thing.
Yeah.
And we want us to prevent getting to that point.
The whole happenings. Yeah.
I guess we're not inviting her for a drink.
She's not going to have a drink. She's going to have some cider.
Yes.
She's definitely. And tomorrow she just might have cider. It's her birthday.
Tomorrow's her birthday.
Yeah. That's why she's having a good week. So it's not just about breakfast. It's good that she's intermittent fasting, and it's good that she's going to make a new age tomorrow.
My mindset with so when I used to date and so on, and someone doesn't more alcohol for me.
Jamster, what are you doing to that body?
I cannot have you counteracting all of my medical points.
No, I'm just, come on. We're just having a little fun.
Yeah, but it's your birthday. So don't forget where the studio is so you can drop off our cake. Okay?
All right.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
She isn't too far from here.
I'm partial to red velvet.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's always great to come here and hang out with you guys, and we had a good time today. I'm sorry we didn't get more callers in. Jamster, you got to fix your radios.
What happened is we had some technical issues, and the phone usually gives some trouble to come back up properly when that happens.
When that happens.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for listening always, and thank you for your support.
Thank you
have
for
a
coming.
great day.
And
you too.
educating us, yes.
I look forward to seeing you next week.
All right.
Okay. And enjoy your day tomorrow. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, bye-bye.
Different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
And we are back. It's 9:41. We had a very well, maybe what?
I'm just listen. I have to laugh because you are literally struggling for the words to say. This is like a hard love song for you.
I mean, you know. The booze at home.
Boy.
Let me just put it
Lost
this way.
for words,
the booze at home will not become museum booze.
Oh boy.
Hey, moderation is the key, I think. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, I don't even drink to get drunk. I drink, but I don't drink to get drunk, and I don't drink every day. I mean, when I have a gig, yeah, I have some drinks, you know.
Yeah, but sometimes you'll be telling us you have a little drink here and there, and
yeah, but that's
because we know you don't drink.
I'm perfectly. I mean, I think
perfectly imperfect.
Responsible. I'm perfectly responsible. I mean.
Okay, perfectly responsible guy.
But then also, I find that I can hold my alcohol better than most people.
And that's what she said. Once you start drinking it more and more, your body becomes accustomed, and that's when you
I always could. I always could, even when I first
started.
Yeah, like I mean, I would feel drunk, but people say, "Well, you don't look drunk."
Okay.
I'm like, really? Okay.
Yeah. I'll write it down.
I mean, I feel like the room is spinning around, but I say I don't look drunk. But then the room might be spinning around, but I'm not staggering or anything.
Like
But,
I am just
but still,
amazed at how those, as we call them, drunk men, how they get home. They stagger like literally.
They all joke.
And they stop and they hold on and they know when the car coming and they hold on and they're basically going down.
But the ones who drive, they claim that the cars drive them home. They claim that.
The blood of the lamb. Thank God for safety. Because what are they doing?
They said the car takes them home.
No, wow, no, they need to get somebody to take them home and stop driving home.
Yeah.
Wow, imagine the danger that could be on the road. And I'm most concerned on Friday and Friday nights mostly, when everybody is relieving the stress of work and they go to the strip. I'm so concerned for our young people.
It's always mostly. Friday.
Yeah.
It's always Friday. And then the bad habits, one of the things, we should probably tell her. One of the bad habits that people do, as much as I I joke around, but I think I'm a pretty responsible person.
Guy.
And also I don't engage in a lot of these practices, which are definitely not good for you. I mean, you should not be mixing alcohol with Red Bull and stuff like that.
Listen, during Carnival, I saw these gentlemen.
And these energy drinks. These people are crazy.
Yep, they're crazy. They're in front of my gate. They're drinking, what do you call that thing, hard wine? They have Red Bull and they're smoking weed. And the length of time this guy's taking to smoke this weed, I know that his cognitive abilities are delayed.
Yeah.
Because that's the longest smoking joint.
Yeah.
And longest drinking Red Bull.
I actually went
I've seen.
I went to drop somebody in that area. So I had to drive across in front of your place where is it like a barbecue?
Barbecue, yes, not.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, that's the Red Bull and these energy drinks being mixing with alcohol. You just gotta be careful.
Yep, they want to be highly high.
Even the weed, okay, you have a cocktail and maybe a joint. Even that, as long as you do it, you handle it responsibly. Even that, I think, is fine. And you're not gonna be driving if you're at home, and I think that's fine. People just have to know there's some stuff that's just not good for you. You should not be mixing these. Energy drinks with alcohol. Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah,
I mean, they wreak havoc on your kidneys. I remember when I used to play at Tigers at Marriott. Sometimes they'd give me.
I remember Tigers.
Yeah, they used to give me sometimes they'd give me like 2 cans of. Oh no! What happened was they'd give me Red Bull, right? They'd say, "Oh, you want a Red Bull?" And sometimes I'd take like 2 Red Bulls, but I might drink one, right? And then I might end up with 2 or maybe 3 or 4 cans for the whole week, and I'll take them home. I mean, I'm not gonna drink, just gonna sit there and drink off, all those in one sitting. So like, sometimes I give away 1 or 2, and I say, okay, let me take 1 home. Maybe I might want to go jogging some afternoon, and maybe I feel like, let me drink a half a can or whatever, depending, but not.
You mean the Red Bull?
Yeah, but
does it really give us energy?
Those things are. Those things are kind of dodgy. Those you got to be careful with those things. I feel like people have to do more research about what they put into their bodies.
I drank one time, and boy, my heart was doing a race because I wanted to study, stay up, and I just never bothered with it again.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when I was in high school and a few times. Or even in college.
Hello?
Hey, what's up? Hey, go ahead.
Yeah, can I just change the topic from drinking habit stuff?
Sure.
Because I've been waiting for the show all night. I got it very late, so I want to get this point out. You guys know I always call and tell the Sinkish people who are listening, I'm told, the key people who listen to the show, that they can go to Taiwan for this, that, and all kind of stuff, right? I say that a lot.
Yes.
Anything I want to go to Taiwan for. Here's what I want to deal with today. I want to deal with sports. Olympics is coming up this year from July to August. And when the Taiwanese team are playing, they're called China Taipei. That's the name they use because they cannot use the official name.
Chinese Taipei.
Okay.
Chinese Taipei. Yeah. Correct. Right. Now, we know for a fact that Taiwan has sponsored everything for us. So we don't need no more sponsorship from them. But what we can do for them is that when we're wearing our sporting gears, how many people are going? 3 or 4 people who are going, because I'm going to come to another point, but anyway, 3 or 4 people going, they wear the shirts with the Sinkies flag and the Taiwanese flag. Can we consider that as a gift back to Taiwan? There's a term we use here called gongshi. I'm not sure if I pronounced it correct. Gongshi means when they give you something, they expect something. That kind of stuff. We have not even Taiwan, except for our culture. We've exported a lot of the culture up here. There's carnival coming up in the next couple of weeks. I probably might go to it or not. But yeah, they have that carnival, which is all different Caribbean countries and Belize, and then they're going to have the carnival up here as the carnival festival. But the point I'm making is, why can't we just add Sinkies flag and Taiwan flag? Because we're going to add Adidas, which is a sports thing. They're going to add that to the uniform, and whatever other places that are sponsoring them, they're going to put their stuff on. But why can't we consider putting Taiwan flag on? I'm going to leave that to debate for the last couple of minutes. But one last thing. I have been, since the last Olympics, I've been begging for the swimming sport in Sinkies to be on the team.
Thank you.
But the sporting committee does not, Olympics committee, the executive and Olympics committee, somebody should call me now and tell me I'm wrong. They don't want the swimming on board. They told me this year that, this year, last year, they told me they're going to bring somebody to be chairman of the swimming committee in St. Kitts. But there's a guy in Nevis who was begging to be on the committee. They didn't want him, apparently. And mind, everything I'm telling you is what I heard and what I have information of. But if somebody from the Olympics committee can call in and dispute it, let them do that. And then I'll bring all my information to you guys.
Okay.
Those are the 2 things I just want to mention. Okay. You guys have about 10 minutes if you can deal with it, because I realized the show started very late because I was listening.
We had some technical issues.
The streaming started late.
Streaming started late.
But if you had your radio, you would have heard us.
Yes.
Alrighty. But there is for the Special Olympics, there is a swimming team. Aren't there representatives
Special
across?
Olympics, but not regular.
So why not?
Well, this is something I've talked about, but this is something I've talked about for years. I've said that we in the Caribbean of West African origin, we have fast twitch muscles, which have turned out to be a good thing for Jamaica and a whole bunch of other islands. And I keep saying, fast twitch muscles do not stop working in water. So why don't we have a swimming program? I actually think that we could be a swimming powerhouse. Jamaica could be a swimming powerhouse if more investment was put into competitive swimming.
Because even when you hear,
same here,
some of our youths go to meets, like in the oasis and stuff, you hear most of them are from Nevis.
Yes, but also, do you know that the Special Olympics, they do very well in swimming?
Exactly. So why can't
I don't
we
understand
have
it? Yes,
a swimming contingent, a tennis contingent as well? Because we have people that play, but I just find we're not investing as much as we should in our sport in our area of sports.
I even remember when they were discussing putting the school over there, and I remember one time the discussion came up about when I saw the plan, and the plan actually had another 400-meter track for the school just across from you, right? And I said, why not? I think it was Sean I said this to. I said, but why not you have a 400-meter track just up the road. Kim Collins, right?
Collins, yeah.
Why not maybe consider putting a competitive swimming complex there so that we can start? Because to me, it doesn't make sense having 2 400-meter tracks so close to each other, right?
Exactly. We're not investing in disciplines, and we're basically telling our children that this is what we do here, and you just follow suit. We run here, you run here.
In fact, they're putting it back in the old place. Okay, maybe another 400-meter track. Because the thing is, I also think that one of the things the government needs to explore is sports tourism, where, for example, they used to have a triathlon and so on, and half marathon and so on.
Don't they still have that?
No.
The triathlon didn't happen last year?
No, I don't think so. Nevis
sure?
probably. Might have been
one.
Nevis,
The Channel Swim.
the channel swim, yeah. But they used to have a triathlon that.
Because I know that one has riding and stuff too.
Yeah, tourism, and it used to come off really well. So I was thinking, one of the things, you have Kim Collins living here. Leverage Kim Collins' fame and have a Kim Collins Invitational. That would mean that we can make that an annual thing. We put up some money so that we can get some big people to come here and run. It's a lot of money, but it works. You can get it added to the Diamond League roster. Get the Diamond League people to add it, or the Continental Tour. Continental Tour is run by World Athletics. One of them, whether it's the Continental Tour or Diamond League. I'm a track and field head, so you're probably wondering what I'm talking about.
No, I know.
So so this is one of the things we could do. So if we put a track back at the old high school, having two tracks in such close proximity is not necessarily a problem, because you're going to need a track for people to warm up, and because it's not that far, it would really be better if they had if the Kim Collins complex was somewhere else that was big enough where they could have a 400-meter track plus a 200-meter track for people to warm up right next door. But okay, the next best thing is they're building the high school back there, so yeah, I'm assuming they might put a 400-meter track back there. So at least if we do have a sports tourism push, at least we have a track nearby, so people can warm up, and then it's just a quick drive from there to Burdock. I mean, it's not ideal, but the swimming thing, definitely. I've been saying that for years, and nobody's been listening.
Taking you on. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a rough battle.
And it's not about me. That's the whole thing. I'm just saying.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Is like we only want the children to stick to one discipline. Run.
Exactly.
Nothing else.
Exactly. So.
And that can't be it. So to the Minister of Sports, I hope you listening. I know there's resources. Ambassador Kenny Douglas.
Do you know Grenada has an invitational every year?
No.
I think the Kirana James I don't know if it's named after him, but it's held at the stadium named Kirana James is the 400-meter multiple 400-meter champion from Grenada.
So let's use our resources and get the sporting. Because I know not every country can afford to send a big contingent, but just to look down sometimes and you just see like 4 or 6 persons and you think, we're small, but we can have more.
And we usually do better. We usually punch way above our weight, because especially with the Special Olympics.
Yep.
It's crazy. When Ivor tells me about, I was like, really?
Yep.
And you don't even hear anything about it. These people go and they come back with like a boatload of medals. And that's over on the Special Olympics
on
side.
GMSCAN, we had them before and after. We heard their stories and everything. So we allow them their light to shine. Yeah, and that's why I said we make noise for like a little time, like St. Kitts, when everybody's doing good, and then we just forget it and we go back quiet.
And I'm a big volleyball fan again. The volleyball guys they do pretty well. And you hardly ever hear anything about them. You don't see the investment being put into the facilities. We can have an indoor basketball facility that also can handle volleyball. Or you can have basketball and volleyball and netball indoors, or whatever,
But we don't value these things, and we don't support them after a while. They become monotonous and boring. Because I remember when netball was netball in St. Kitts and Nevis. Jeez, I longed to play netball to be like the girls, but that was never my destiny. Yeah. But it was a big thing.
I always wonder if it wouldn't make sense to turn Netball City, make it indoor and make it multi-purpose, because it's a big
give them ideas.
It's a big.
Yep.
Hello, caller. Oh boy, the phones are still not behaving.
Not working.
Yeah.
Man, we are callers. We missed you this morning. We miss you, because we know you always have valuable contributions to add to our show here at Island Sea. So hopefully by tomorrow we won't have these problems, so that we can get your contributions. You can even come back with today's contributions tomorrow, right?
Yeah, sure.
We welcome that.
Okay. So just hold that thought, caller. Let's try again.
Alrighty.
You never know what's going to happen. Hi, caller. Hello.
Hello, good morning. You're live on Island Tea. Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's not all day.
It is all day, but Technology has gotten the best of us.
Let me restart the hybrid again and see what happens. Oh boy. Yeah, so we have like 3 minutes until 10 o'clock.
So caller, if you can get your call back in, Jams, do you think that's possible?
What?
For the caller to try again? Because I'm sure somebody
I'm sure
with
they
some
can try
valuable
again. They can try again. I just
information or contribution.
I just started the CPU for the phone, so let's see what happens.
Oh boy. When it rains, it doesn't pour. But folks, I know the saying is when it rains, it pours. Okay, I'm just being sarcastic.
Clearly.
Oh boy. Well, we know what we shouldn't do. Okay,
let's hear what Rusty has to say. Rusty's always good for some good insights and occasional comic relief. Hey, Rusty, what's up?
Rusty.
Yes, since I can get in, let me just help you guys out on this. Tomorrow, we need to bring back this topic because I want to hear from the public on it. Okay. So I really want to hear more on the topic. I'm going to bring up the Taiwan flag on our Olympic uniform. I'm not going to stop talking about it. So every time you're on, I'm going to talk about it until I don't know it.
There was one thing I wanted to say. I don't know if the World Athletics and International Olympic Committee rules would allow two flags to be on I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Maybe they do, but I don't know how that would work.
Rusty's saying that they always have our flag plus
I
their
like
flag?
controversy. I like to push the end of the envelope. So what they need to do is strike. Let's see what happens. Strike. Okay. That's all I'm saying. Threaten to do it. Threaten to do it is what happened to China. Threaten to do it. Just say, okay, this year, Senki's team is going to be wearing Taiwan and Senki's flag. Threaten it. See what happens.
Honestly, I feel like the rest of the world needs to be really much more muscular with China. I mean, I can't believe that for decades they just throw up their hands and say, oh, okay, call them Chinese Taipei, not Taiwan. Give me a break.
But it gets worse than that. It gets worse than that.
What are they going to
do? You know for a fact that Pam brought Taiwan to St. Kitts. You know that. Yeah. And then later on, Labour brought China to St. Kitts. What are we trying to do? Fight with our own selves? Yeah. And there's no Taiwanese businesses on the island of St. Kitts. None. No Taiwanese owned nothing at all on the island. All we have is the embassy.
You know
China? Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying, we had a Taiwanese restaurant one time. I don't know that. Yeah, there was a Taiwanese restaurant up on, what's that street with Tony Berry? Going down the hill. On the right. And I'll tell you this.
Oh, you mean the restaurant?
Yeah.
Oh. No, I'll check that.
The white kind of Georgian looking house.
Yeah. I remember the family, we went there and had dinner one night, and I remember
I'm trying to remember the name of the restaurant because I had a very close friend that worked there.
I remember my father-in-law made a mistake of saying, when we were talking to the maitre d', he said, Chinese. And she said, and they were very particular. They said, no, we're Taiwanese, not Chinese. And that always stuck with me. Yeah, we are Taiwanese.
I just didn't know. Yeah, I just didn't know, but I'm going to do my research and come back tomorrow to find out if you're correct or not. I'm going to do my research.
Okay, Rusty.
Definitely going to do that.
I didn't pull that out my ass, that's for sure.
Okay, cool. But I want to hear the officials. I don't know who's the president now. If my good friend Alfonso Bridgewater is still the president, but don't know. But I want to hear something from the Olympic Committee.
It might be Glenn Jeffers. It might be Glenn Jeffers.
Huh?
It might be Glenn Jeffers. You could look into that. Yeah.
I don't know who is right now because I've been calling the office and I've been speaking to Mr. Knight. I speak to Mr. Knight most of the time because nobody seems to want to talk to Rusty. I don't know Rusty the confusion. Okay, that's no problem. But I've been calling and getting there. But I want to hear what they have to say publicly because the time is coming up now for Olympics 2024. And I haven't heard anything, any sports person, any qualifying, nothing at all in here. We're in February right now, literally February. As soon as I wake up tomorrow, it's February. Not for you, but for me. And Awan, what's going on? Tell us something. Is swimming going to be in? There's a young lady in Nevis who swims and tried to swim, and they blocked her. I don't know if you all know the whole story, but we'll deal with that tomorrow.
You mean you're talking about the white lady?
The lady. I ain't going to white and pink and when I come to lady.
Right. Well, I have my issues with that, all right? So me and you might not agree on that one, but
hot topic for tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
I know what I'm back in. Yeah. I'm back in swimming. I'm back in the sports. I'm back in the athlete. A stand needs to
be made. A stand needs to be made about all these colonizers who end up with passports and use us as a way to get into some of these vanity sport projects they want to do, where they want to say, oh, I was an Olympian, I was a world champion, or I was this. But if they're going to represent
us,
Jamster, are you aware how many islands borrow people and play for them in different sports and win?
No, but
for the country?
Yes, I understand. But Ross, you know what bugs me? You know what bugs me is that it bugs me to see that the first people you see representing a particular sport are not even don't look like me. I've seen this happen for many countries. I'll give you an example. I saw a story, I think last year, the last Olympics, about an Antiguan sailing team, and I was reading the story, and I remember thinking, I bet you it's white people. And when I looked at when I finally saw the pictures, I was right.
There was a black guy in there.
Messi played for Miami. Okay. Messi got millions of dollars for Miami. Saudi Arabia buying out Gulf people every day.
Yeah.
And
Ronaldo is not from Saudi Arabia.
You hear them arguing the kind of argument you're making to me right now.
No, but I mean,
gets on the map.
Yeah, I know. But what I mean is, a lot of them, because they can't make their own country's team, they use us. They use us as a way to fulfill their vanity aspirations, right?
Yeah, but that's been going on before we were even alive. Jamster. We have many police officers from Guyana, cops, chief of police from Guyana, from Barbados, from St. Vincent. We had it all over. I don't know where Huggins was playing him. The one, I don't remember his name, but one. I don't know which country he was from, but they were all foreigners. We had Guyanese, we had Barbadian people. We had a lot of people. So those things don't bother me. Where you come from, you're Caribbean, one Caribbean people, one world people for me. Okay. If the lady's from Canada, where she's from, she swims, that's her art, she swims, she's a pilot, she's a lawyer, cool. She has lots of skills. Why not benefit from her?
Okay, I keep the kumbaya stuff at arm's length most of the time, but I understand where you're coming from, but I'm not too keen on the kumbaya thing, right?
Okay, all right. That's your opinion. You're entitled. You're very much entitled to your opinion.
We could have a discussion tomorrow.
I am going to bring it up tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely.
What time is it coming on? Is it 8 o'clock this afternoon?
We're going to be early tomorrow. Just that we had some technical stuff that hindered stuff happening in a timely fashion today. Yeah.
No problem. Thanks a lot.
Okay. Rebar Rusty. We'll see you tomorrow. He didn't get that one.
Go ahead.
Okay. So that's gonna do it for today's show. It's 6 minutes after 10 o'clock. So I hope you have a nice day. And
I hope you do the same too.
Tomorrow's hump day, right?
Yes, it is. I'm looking here on Facebook and I'm seeing Diego Hispana. He took some drone pictures or aerial photography of Icon of the Sea. But his stuff, he also took pictures of the Valiant Lady, the Virgin Voyages. That was here recently. Yeah. So I guess he was the one that got the job, that did such an excellent job this morning. Videoing that ship for...
You can send it to me?
I will.
Okay. I'm not really big on Facebook. I'm hardly ever...
You have to go on Facebook. Yeah, so Diego Spano, good job. You kept all of us informed this morning. For those of us who couldn't make it down to the pier to see...
Okay, we gotta go. We have the Premier's press conference coming up. So,
alrighty.
So we're gonna be bringing that. So you have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow, right?
Alrighty, same place, same time. Bye.
All right, bye.